Let it scream. What's real in this foggy light? Bow hard till the morning light. Feel the hunger of the crowd. Anxious to erupt so loud. Unity in discord side. Witness as their worlds collide. Howling up in the midnight haze. Everybody's offended. Each one's rage. We're offended, you're offended. That's the way. Climb the night with the things we say. Truths clash like broken dreams. Raise your voice, let it scream. What's real in this foggy light? Battle hard till the morning light. Feel the hunger of the crowd. Anxious to erupt so loud. Unity in discord's tide. Witness as their worlds collide. Howling offense in the midnight haze. Everybody's offended, each one's rage. We're offended, you're offended, that's the way. Climb the night with the things we say. We say. We say. We say. We say. We say. How can we dance when our earth is turning?
They don't produce anything. They don't do anything.
How do we sleep when our beds are burning? How can we dance when our earth is turning?
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to We're Offended, You're Offended. I'm Kim, and these are my very beautiful neighbors, Gigi and Carlos. So welcome. If you are new here, hi, hello, welcome. Don't forget to hit the little subscribe button down below. And thank you for clicking on the little button and coming to sit with us and listen to the craziness going on in Venezuela today. So first, again, I want to welcome you guys. So tell us just a little bit about yourselves.
Well, thanks for the opportunity to be here, sharing this space with you guys. And we are the Gomez team, right? What a wonderful opportunity to speak about what's going on in Venezuela, what it looks like from the our point of view, especially talking a family who is living outside Venezuela, and we can give you a little bit of the information of what's going on inside, right? It's two different point of view. If we have to, we got to be clear on that, right? But that's what we're here for today.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for having us. Basically, we are Venezuelans. We were born in Venezuela. We were raised in Venezuela, and we moved to Canada in many years ago. But it wasn't because of the situation at that moment. It wasn't at all. But anyways, we know from the first sight how everything is right now. The reality is so many people have an opinion based on news, and it's based even on feelings. Oh, I don't like this government. I don't like this Trump. But the reality is the poor Venezuelans, they were suffering so much. The reality is different than whatever who doesn't like the government or the Trump or United States. um, can provide or something like that. Thank you for having us, Kim.
Of
So,
course, I'm so delighted for you guys to be on here. Um, so what was your favorite part of growing up in Venezuela? Like, what do you miss most about the culture there?
wow.
Well, let me. I gotta kind of like let me see if I can explain that in a certain way. I think like the culture that's the number one. Each country is known by the culture, and Venezuelan culture is unique, right?
It's
I'm gonna
hot.
yeah, I'm gonna start by saying that. So we have a country that um is full of like whatever you wanna enjoy, like beautiful beaches, beautiful like cities, the people. I hope like one day we can go with you and
Together,
show
yeah.
you in person what I'm
That'd be
talking about.
amazing.
Yes.
You know,
Yes. We have a
but
very good, very nice weather. The
yeah,
weather is
yeah,
amazing
it's like
all the year.
forever summer down there. But
No
Yeah.
snow?
No
well, yeah, we actually have snow. There is a certain
place.
province in Venezuela that you can see snow and enjoy it.
Yeah.
Not like here, obviously. Like it's kind of like up in the mountain.
It's kind
But
of
yeah,
flurry.
yeah, it's kind of like Florida. But
Okay.
you can experience a little bit of everything.
But you have to go 5,000 over the sea to see that thing.
Okay. So it's quite
Yeah.
the journey. So it doesn't just happen
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
like
it's quite
we're
high.
dealing with
Yeah.
now.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
But if I have to tell you I would say in a short way, like how was the childhood? It was the best. Like it's unfortunately like the new generation who are living in Venezuela right now, they're not gonna experience what we experienced back in the days.
Yes.
So if I have to describe Venezuela back in the 80s, 90s,
It's,
um,
it's
it was the best. It was the best, like financially,
I
like the economy in the
I
country.
always say in the 80s, Venezuela was like Canada in the 80s, around 80s. Everyone's was
Really?
yes, yes, actually even better, right?
By which kind of right now? Or,
Right, that's true.
That's fair. That is fair.
That's true. That's true.
you,
Yeah.
you gotta you
Yeah.
gotta be more specific on which kind of kids.
Yeah, when we can
Before
when we can
Trudeau.
hear, yeah, exactly,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
We
like once you like start growing and you can understand how the country is running, how the politicians has been like managing the country. That's one of the main thing that we understood once we moved to Canada. Understanding many things, many aspects about political, financial situation back home. Why Venezuela was like prosper back in the 90s, 80s, or even like 70s.
Mhm.
And honestly, like everything in Venezuela is being based on like oil.
Mhm.
That's one of the I would say like the number one resource down there. And yeah, like the economy, like when you have an economy that is based on that resource, um, that's a huge advantage compared
Oh,
to other
yes.
countries.
Yes.
Yeah.
But she asked you about what did you miss the most. So we are a warm people. So we are warm heart people. What that means is we always are sharing something with somebody over there. So, for example, at 4 p.m., we used to eat or drink bread and coffee. Everyone at
Okay.
4 p.m. is doing the snack and it's getting together. It's like it's so much. It's beautiful. We
Oh
are.
well, yeah, like
I mean, the culture.
talking about that part is well, I was
Neighbors are eating bread and coffee together
yeah,
around 4 p.m. I mean, we are so warm. We are
yeah.
so happy. We are always having fun, even when the situation is not the best one.
Yeah, like I can tell you right now because I was back in Venezuela like a year and a half ago. So I had the opportunity to see my homeland like back again, like but I
Okay.
have to tell you like many things like change. So
Mhm.
nothing is the same anymore. Even like people,
Mhm.
So what kind of
Um,
things have changed?
Oh,
Well, if you see the okay, like the first impression was like the way that city looks like. They don't looks like bright anymore. So everything is like staying old. Nothing is moving forward. You don't see new constructions. Houses are like like deteriorating like so bad that everything is like falling down basically.
yeah.
That
So if
sucks.
you don't have the economy, if you don't have the like the financial to sustain something, like naturally it's gonna be like falling down. That's what is happening.
Yeah.
So it looks like everything. It was like a movie that you stop and you leave it there, and that's it. So nothing moved forward after that. That was my first impression when I flew back there.
So
So
would you say it's kind of like, I mean, I don't know what, okay. Would you say it's kind of like how Cuba was? Like once everything,
Exactly.
the embargo hit, all of a sudden you go
Yeah.
back there, there's vehicles from the 50s. Like it's a very old school there.
exactly. Yeah.
Totally, exactly.
You don't see
Yeah,
like
you nail it exactly like that.
yeah, exactly. You don't see. I wasn't able to see many like brand new cars. Just to point an example there. It's everything is just like stuck. Nothing moved like forward, like I said, and like the other reality is like when I went there, so I couldn't see my friends because everybody like my generation, people who were born, I would say like 80s, 86 from 80, 85 forward, like almost I would say like 90%
90%.
left. 90% left the country.
The country.
So I couldn't
Oh my
I
God.
couldn't leave that I couldn't leave that experience to like that you get to the country and then you grab your phone and you're gonna start like like calling your friends. Hey, I'm here. I'm back home. So what we're gonna see us like together? No, I couldn't.
Kim, we are 10 millions of Venezuelans around the world.
And
I mean,
was this after the
No, that
the
was
reign
during
of
these.
Maduro?
Yeah, that was during this time exactly. Yeah.
during after the
Oh.
2016, which was the worst stage of the country. So many left the country because up to 2017 they were not able to eat, Kim, eat. So you were not able to find food in the street. So to get something, you have to wait until the government give you a bag. So like a bag with groceries. Could you imagine it, to wait 1 week or 1 month to get a bag of groceries from the government? So in 2016, that is insane, right?
That is crazy. I mean, not gonna lie, it probably helped me lose some weight, but
No,
not the
of
way to
course.
live.
No, really,
Well,
that's happened.
You gotta keep in
Everyone.
mind, like this process, like in Venezuela, it's been going for like 26 years this year. So this one started like in 1999.
Mhm.
That was when like the first president Hugo Chavez like took the place, right? Then he transferred that to Maduro.
He
Did
didn't
he
transfer.
transfer it or did he
no.
get taken over by him?
Exactly. He didn't transfer because he was already dead. Remember?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I mean, like, but he wasn't in like on TV like telling the entire country this is the guy that you need to be like voting on the next election.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, and he was like suggesting everybody in the country, like the followers, that Maduro. It was like the new guy that's supposed to take over and like pretty much like guide the what they call revolution. Like keep moving
really?
forward. Yeah, that's what happened, right? Like so, and then like during all these years, it's been like 26 years already of this communism back home.
I was under the impression that, again, I'm not from there, so I don't know, but I was under the impression that he took it over from him. He went in and was just like, and this is mine now, essentially. But he, the guy that was there before was actually like behind him and like supporting him.
Well,
Like he was around, like occupying like different job positions in the government. Like Like all the faces that you can recognize right now, they're not right from the beginning, because there was a group of people surrounded by like Hugo Chavez, right?
Okay.
So, but like every I don't know, like three,
Cuba.
4 years or 5 years, like that guy, the president, was like changing like the people who were around this guy, and
Well, let's start from the beginning.
Yeah.
So Hugo Chavez, who was the first, who was the starter guy of this revolution, he was well trained in Cuba. Okay, he was, he was well trained in there. So basically, Fidel Castro was able to transfer all those horrible knowledge, right? So this guy Maduro, he grew up in Cuba as well. So he basically spent a lot of time in
Oh.
Cuba. So yes, so basically they make sure everyone was following the same like thought. The
Yeah.
same ideas.
Guidelines. Yeah.
Yeah, the same guidelines, exactly. When Chavez gets sick, everyone's knows it. Everyone's know it. Everyone's
Know it.
noticed. But he was telling, "No, I'm not sick. I'm good. I'm good." And suddenly, he was dead. Like he died in 3 months, I guess. It was super super quick death.
Do you think that do you think he died of natural causes, or did someone guide
like-
him?
Yeah, no, like something that like, really happened there is like
He was sick.
that guy, he didn't want to go any other country than Cuba
Yeah,
you know,
he was treating
for the treatment
Yeah.
and like medical attention and everything. So I think that was easy for like Cuban government to do whatever they want with that Chavez at that time,
Yeah,
which they did, right?
yeah.
So
He-
they end up like
Mhm.
pretty much like deleting this guy.
Yeah, he got a stomach cancer.
Yeah,
Something
some
related. Yeah, something related to stomach. We're
Yeah.
not sure about it, but he got cancer. But he passed. Everyone's think he passed on December, but those guys didn't know what to do.
they hold
and,
it.
and they hold it until March to the next year. So
Huh.
that day was, it was so spacious, so much. So that day, March 3, I remember that the 3rd, Maduro say Hugo Chavez has died and
That's bad. Yeah.
has passed, and unfortunately, I'm gonna be the president. That's it. But that guy, Maduro, it's not the kind of guy like Chavez. Never was like him. He was so passive. He was so like quiet. He never had the same character
Character,
than Chavez. Chavez was a quiet. He has a quiet personality. Hugo Chavez was, oh my gosh, he was. I don't know even. Maybe
Well, I mean,
I'm
and
gonna describe like a little Trump. I'm gonna describe
Okay.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a
So-
guy with a strong personality,
Strong personality.
and he was able to sell ice to an Eskimo. Like that's the kind of guy he was.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, for that
Okay,
reason,
but-
so many Venezuelan fall into his ideas because he was able. He was a really good salesman. He sells
Okay.
that
Okay.
he sells that thing. So the thing is, once Maduro is in power, once Maduro took the power, nobody was able to stand against those people because they were so powerful. So, and that time was 2008, 2009? No. When Chavez died in 2013, right?
Something like that. I don't remember exactly.
Or 2014. We were here.
Yeah, we were here when that happened. Yeah.
So when this
Wow.
happened, nobody said nothing because the opposition. So the opposition of our country, unfortunately, they
It's not a real opposition. Like year
Mhm.
after year, you see how things are moving forward. You see how people are behaving,
Yeah.
and like many Venezuelans, I would say like all Venezuelans they were like, the main question is like, why are not we able to get
Over.
this situation like done?
Yeah.
So the main reason
Yeah.
is like Venezuelans were not counting on a real and serious like opposition.
Yeah.
You know,
Opposing
under
party.
the table, um,
The government.
yeah, like the communists, they were like buying people from opposition.
Paying,
You know,
yeah.
like paying. You know, like buying like whoever was on the table, whoever was looking strong, they were like finding the way to play the game and you know like pretty much like pay that person and keep playing the game.
Yeah,
Basically,
we has been winning so many.
that's why
Um,
all this process is being like for a long time. You know, because in normal conditions with a serious like opposition, I would say like this situation would be done like years ago.
yeah.
To be honest.
Okay.
But that's the thing, like people up there in the power, everybody was thinking about like their own benefits.
Yes.
You know, at the end of the day, like it's the normal people who are suffering the consequence. You know.
Yeah. So how has your family, say in the past, even the past few years, like how has your family and friends that are still back home, how uh, I guess has this situation affected them?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, that you know, like year after year, like the financial situation of the country and the financial situation for like our family and friends and people that we know from years ago is being the same for everybody. You know, if you're not coming from like people with money, I wouldn't say like rich, but people with like let's say like a comfortable financial position.
Mm-hmm.
So you're pretty much like open to receive like whatever conditions are happening to everybody. So
Okay.
they were not able to afford the same amount of food. You don't have access to like quality food. You don't have access to a quality life. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, I I was able to see that like people losing weight like crazy, right? Yeah, it's a life that is coming from a high perspective to the minimum.
Mm-hmm.
So people there are no able to think about, well, where we going on vacation this year? No, that's not the kind of like plans that you do there. So
Yeah.
it's like a survival situation every day, every week, every month.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
It's
That
a
would have been
survival.
That's
really
basic.
hard. That would have been really hard to go back and see the place that you grew up in and that wasn't in that bad of a situation when you left, to go back and see that. That'd be heartbreaking.
Exactly, because that's something that I can tell you 100% because I was there recently, and I'll tell you this: like people right now who are on 40s, 30s, I would say like mid 50, that's the group of people who left the country.
Mm-hmm.
That's the workforce right there. You know, that's the workforce that pays pretty much like pensions that sustain the country. What you see is uh, uh, an extensive amount of like people who are like 65 plus, right? Those are the one like suffering the most.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people who are like sick right now, different type of like illness, you know, and hospitals back home right now, they don't have anything. So if you need a surgery, you got to be able to provide yourself whatever you need for that surgery.
Yes.
Okay, the government, they destroy everything.
A
It's
single
running
needle.
everything is, it didn't disappear, but it stayed there. The hospital stayed there, but they're running really like the bare minimum.
Yes, unfortunately.
That's why when I compare the situation with Canada, that you see the hospital conditions, like people waiting more and more time, you know. So like the medical attention that you
Mhm.
see, the personal, like it's just leaving Canada, like finding better options in other countries.
Mhm.
That's exactly what happened back home years ago. You know, like people now you see like like Venezuelan doctors like everywhere. You know.
See, and it's funny because you have so many people who are from Canada that, you'll make comments or comparisons to Canada's turning into a communist country, and they're like, oh, come on, no, it's not. And they just think you're just being absolutely ridiculous. And you guys aren't the first that has told me like that they've seen the writings on the wall. You know what I mean? Like I have a friend who's from Germany, and same thing. She's like, these are the things that were starting to happen in Germany before. And same with in certain things in China and now, and in Venezuela too. Like there are literally people who came from communist countries that are saying, Canada, wake up. Like you're headed in that direction. And then you have Canadians that are just like, you don't know what you're talking about. Like, actually, you are the ones that actually do know what you're talking about in this situation, Like it's
awful.
It's scary.
It's hard to believe. It's hard to believe because well, now we're Canadian citizens, but let me tell you this, like, this is a great country, right? You got like many things like similar to Venezuela. One of them is like natural resources. We got oil, we got diamond, we got oil, like we got like gold, and etc. Like, but we're living really comfortable here in this country, so we cannot deny that part. And when you're living that comfortable, and you have access to everything, okay. When I'm mentioning like everything is like the basics. You can go to the supermarket, right, and do your groceries, and you can grab whatever you want. You have one product, you have different brands, and you can pick and choose there. Like,
and you are able to speak freely, because right now, if you have something related to Trump in Venezuela, you're going to be in the jail. So they're going to incarcerate you because you have something in your phone. So if you're walking into the street and one policeman stop you, hey, stop right there, I'm gonna check you. He gonna check your phone right immediately, and will check for any advertisement against the government. You're going to be in the jail. You don't
have. This is starting to sound like
it's insane, right?
Canada. No, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, like, so now was this before the big news happened, or like is this how it's been for a very long time?
That's
it was
how
happening.
It's been.
It was happening before they removed Maduro.
Exactly.
Obviously,
Okay.
now that they removed Maduro already, so this is becoming more like intense. Like they're setting up in different cities. They're setting up like control points. I would say like the army, right? And then they're stopping people and they're checking your phones. They're checking your car. If they see something suspicious in your phone, that's it. It's over for you.
I got family
like the
members.
family. I was talking to one of my. I was talking to my mother-in-law a couple days ago, and people right now are not going to work, so they're gonna stay at home, because at least that's what the announcement from the government, that they don't want to see people out there in the street, and everybody is like absolutely like they're really scared. Everybody is like checking the news every time. But one thing is what is happening inside Venezuela, and the access to the information that they have that's really limited. It's not the same what we have outside, right?
Yes.
But at the same time,
because of the internet, we don't have the
internet.
We don't have internet like here, like Canada. So in Venezuela, you have to go at certain places to get internet. It's so limited. Limited. So we don't have so many right? So many
what do you mean?
So we don't have so many power resources to get internet.
No, I mean like what is happening is like it's only one company providing internet, and it's controlled by the government. That's all it is. And
to be fair, Canada's starting to get like that too with their all the bills that they're imposing and stuff like that. And they're you think of back in the Freedom Convoy, you wouldn't find anything about it on Canadian news. The only thing you would hear about it is they were terrorists, this and that. Like you wouldn't actually hear what was going on or what it was actually about until you went outside Canada. So there's one example there of how it's kind of starting to turn in that way. which is horrifying. So with before we get into the stuff of kind of how it is now, like what was the initial response from your family, your friends, you guys, when you heard the news on Saturday that Trump went in, was dropping bombs and took him out of there?
For us here outside Canada, it was like, I would say the highest expression of happiness. You know,
Yes.
However, it wasn't the same for people living inside the country.
Yes.
Because for them, it was more associated with like being scared.
Exactly.
Right?
With
So
hunt.
uncertain, like they didn't know, okay, what's going on?
What's going to happen?
This is going to be spreading all the violence. Like people is going to be like doing these across the country. They're going to start like killing people. They're going to start like putting people in jail. So everybody was scared, right? And until like a couple days after, when they removed Maduro, is when we were able to, you know, to talk with the family down there. And but still, like they gotta be like really careful on like who you. I mean, like I cannot be like phoning like my family down there, because they don't know if the phone call is being checked by the government. That's the other thing.
Yes.
You know.
So even just them talking to you guys about what's going on there is really bad for them.
Yeah.
Well, let's say that if you have your like your house phone number, right, you shouldn't be using that phone. You gotta be using I don't know how safe is the app that is called WhatsApp.
Yeah, that's what.
So as far as I know, like your conversation, your text, and your calls are encrypted. I think
supposed to be, yes.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard anything about that they are able to kind of like hack the that kind of like communication.
But the Cubans guys are very well knowledge in hacking and spying things. Actually, we think they are the really mastermind of everything.
The people in Cuba?
Yeah, like the you know, like if you see one of the news, the people who were protecting Maduro, like the all these, like when everything was getting worse, like last year, there was not a single Venezuelan. It was like Russians and Cubans.
Yeah.
Protecting this guy.
Yeah. The
Russians too?
Yeah.
Yes.
The security.
Wow. If you see the news, like the guys who were at that moment when the United States force were like close to take Maduro, they pretty much like killed all those guys to be able to access Maduro. And I know the number is higher, but they said they end up like killing like 35 like Cubans who were protecting Maduro at that night.
Yeah. It wasn't Venezuelan at all.
That was the closest, what they call that, like the closest security ring
of the Maduro.
Yeah.
Wow. That
because
actually
like
surprises me.
Yeah, because of what there is a reason why. Like the reason is, even like the President Trump, he mentioned that he said that he was planning to take Maduro before the Cuban like kill Maduro. Because the guy, like Maduro, is more valuable alive than dead, you know. That's one of the reasons.
Okay, so you said they wanted to take him before the Cubans killed him, but the Cubans were protecting him, so why would they kill him?
It's because like apparently like information was there is like many information that has been leaking, you know, and apparently like Maduro wanted to sit down and negotiate.
Yes,
you know.
He would like to,
And Cubans, they didn't want that part.
Up. Exactly.
You know? And remember, like the communism is not just Maduro. This is what happened. What happened recently back home is, imagine that you see like a dragon with 7 heads. You know, like Maduro is just like one head. This is not over. This is the job gotta continue. Like if because like the thing is, when President Trump was running the first time, they tried to do this, but there was another guy representing the opposition, and apparently everything supposed to be conducted with this guy, and this guy ended up being what I said before about the opposition. So this guy was negotiating with Maduro, right? And that's why we couldn't get rid of the communism like years ago. So the President Trump like period just end. It got to the end, and they couldn't do anything, and the communism like continued running and playing like in Venezuela until now. This is the second time like Trump running, so the guy was prepared, and he knew every single player as the opposition back home. That's why he's not giving any little space to anyone, and that's why if you see the news, he said we. So I mean, like the U.S. government, we're gonna be running the country.
Yeah.
He never mentioned I'm gonna allow the opposition. There is no opposition here. This is an agreement between the communism, the players who are like representing the communisms, and the U.S. government. That's what is happening right now.
And that's why the people is so mad about it, because they think we has been robbed over United States. We has been taken away, and that is not true, Kim. The reality is Venezuela has been built with United States help since 1960s. So
no, even older than that.
Even older.
Yeah, because when the oil was discovered back home,
exactly,
there is a history behind that people probably don't know.
exactly,
Like right now, it's like whatever was built, infrastructure, hospitals, almost everything what was built back in the days in Venezuela, it was built by United States.
exactly.
All
Really?
the the
Yes.
infrastructure, the main company, the main oil company that represents Venezuela right now, that was built and set up by United States.
Exactly. For example, I remember the hospital
Wow.
I was born. It was totally a hospital, looks like a Winnipeg hospital, because that was built for somebody from the United States. And
wow.
it's so people believe Venezuela just wake up and they were like this because of the nothing. No, it's because we has been helped so many years for United States.
There is a like a long and old data of
Yes.
like information where you can see that Venezuela they were like tight to United States. You know, like the relationship between Venezuela and United States. Obviously, it was like based on the natural resource. The main one is the oil.
Right.
But if you see right now,
But at
and if you have
least-
to compare right now, what China, Russia, Iran, and other country provide to the country,
Nothing.
to Venezuela, nothing. They didn't build anything.
They didn't build.
They just were
anything.
taken out, and that's it. Nothing
Yes.
was like left for the country.
Or just they were given to the government itself. Maybe just for the people who is running the government right now.
Because I have seen people saying on the news, like on the comment section, they're kind of like the way that they're, you know, like saying different things, different opinions is Venezuelan. They don't know.
Yes.
They don't know what United States is about to do.
Exactly. Everyone is like, oh, they are taking away your country. Oh my gosh, you don't even know what's happening. You know, I like to explain this like this. You must just imagine, you know, a woman who is living domestic violence. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that's the way it looks like. You know, a woman who is living in a building. That building has so many apartments. Okay, and you know that woman is living in the apartment number 5, and you know for sure because you heard when she's screaming. She has been receiving so many punches. You know for sure that lady something's going on, and that lady is
asking for help.
She's asking for help. Exactly. She's in the apartment. Please help me. And Suddenly, the guy who is living in the top above, he decide, because he got a money, he decide to, you know what, I'm gonna see what the lady has there, but I'm going to save her. I'm gonna take away her husband, because that husband has been doing so many crazy things. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna take her away. And what do you think the lady will feel after that guy over there from the top decide to do something when nobody was doing nothing?
But the question here is, who is doing something for free nowadays? Nobody.
No one.
So you
Exactly.
need. So if you're doing an action, if you're taking action on something, you gotta see the compensation for what you're doing.
Yeah. So back
Which
in my
makes
story,
sense.
yeah, back in my metaphor, it's um that lady is Venezuela, and we has been asking for so long, please help us, we need to rid of this government, please help us. And finally somebody did something, and you think we're gonna be care of how we're gonna repay? No, even Ukraine, um um the the the, um, the president of Ukraine, he was in the White House 3 months ago, requesting, please help me. I don't even care what you're gonna take from my country. Just help me. And guess what? He get what he asked. And finally we get what we asked, and everyone's gonna be against that decision. No, I don't think it's fair.
Which
It's
I
not
think
fair
is,
at all.
I agree. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. I think there are too many people who have an opinion who don't actually know what's going on. There's so many people out there who just have TDS, the Trump derangement syndrome, and they hear his name and they're just like, everything he does is bad.
It's bad.
And they're
Exactly.
not like looking at it from an outside perspective when you don't know what's going on. He goes into a country, there are bombs, obviously there's going to be destruction, and there are going to be unfortunate deaths in response to this. They take out the president. I can understand the initial, whoa, what's going on? But before you start virtue signaling and telling people what is actually going to happen or how the people of Venezuela feel like, maybe actually talk to people from Venezuela, talk to the people there. I mean, you've seen videos of people who were cheering. They were taking down billboards. They're very excited.
Yep.
The fact that he got taken out. And I mean, that's exactly it. If we were in dire need and needed help, I'd be like, yes, please come in and help. And I mean, the thing is that they said that, so Trump said that America is going to go in there and run the country for now. What is like people who are there right now, like your friends and family, are they like, oh, good, thank you, please come in and help?
Yes, that's exactly where we are right now. That's what everyone say. Yes.
Now that you mentioned that point, so I want to be like clear. I want to clarify this. So here in Winnipeg, in Ontario, and other provinces, so there are like a minor group of people like going outside on the street with some signs. They're supporting like the I don't like calling like Maduro government, like the communism.
Mm-hmm.
So these people, if you see, especially like the one here in Winnipeg that happened, like I think it was like yesterday.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
So when you see all those people, none of them are from Venezuela.
Yeah.
First of all, they don't speak Spanish, and there are people who are getting paid to do that stupidity here.
Carlos, please.
No, legit, he's not wrong. Like we literally talk about how the government and people pay protesters, whether it was in the BLM riots and stuff like that, Antifa, they're literally paid to cross borders and go stand there to make it look bigger and them to cause more chaos. It's
how many Venezuelans we are here in Winnipeg? We are 2,000 of Venezuelans.
Really?
2,000, yes, 2,000 people.
Wow.
And none of them are being showing that little show. Yes, exactly.
Pathetic.
None of them. It's pathetic, exactly. Because we are in a group. I mean, we have a group. They is Venezuelan and Manitobans.
Yeah.
and we share everything in that group, and we ask for, are you going to, and
But
everyone's like, no, we're not going to support something stupid like that. We're not going to support. We are happy. 99% of the Venezuelans are happy, even those ones who are working for the government right now.
Now, what you see, this is what I want to say here. So, what a wonderful time are we living right now to be part of what is happening right now. So, people outside Venezuela, like you, like me, and any others, that now that because what is happening is grabbing your attention and the rest of the world attention.
Yes.
But all this situation was happening in Venezuela, and nobody knew this. So especially what we mentioned, like just like a few seconds ago, like random people who are not Venezuelan going outside. So that's it's the sign that is telling you how the communism work around the world, how they run these fucking like the business, because this is
okay.
business.
I swear all the time. Yeah.
And
it is.
And that's gotta tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
So these are not innocent people.
Mm-hmm.
These are evil, right? First of all, or at least that's the way I see it. And communism is pretty much a machine that produce poor people. That's what that's what they do.
1,000%.
They destroy you. Yes. They break your leg. They give
you down.
They give you the wheelchair, and they're gonna tell you, look at how good I am.
I'm giving you the wheelchair. You have to be thankful the whole life because I'm good with you.
Exactly.
But he broke your leg.
Well,
but
it's
somehow
a way for them to
they
be
have
able
the
to
power.
control.
Like there's a lot of money like going on, like moving people around the world, because this is not happening just in Canada. This is happening in like different countries.
Yes.
Yep.
Exactly.
So the like they manipulate. They're really good at it. I need to acknowledge this. They're really good at it, at manipulating information that at some point, even myself, at some point you're gonna believe, or at least you're gonna be doubting, is this one true?
Mm-hmm.
So or not? Like these guys, they know what they are doing.
Yes.
And they're pretty much like the message that they're trying to project is they're trying to pretty much like project Maduro as someone who shouldn't be arrested. That's what they are doing right now.
Yeah, I would agree with that for sure. What is your feelings on, like, from what I've heard is that where are we here? Maria Corina Machado and Edmundo Gonzalez, them kind of taking over. So what does that look like? Like, people are saying like they've stepped in, they're going to be running the country, but then you have Trump saying America's going to go there and run the country for now. So what do you see kind of happening with that? Like,
well, that's pretty maybe for people who are not like Venezuelans, that they need to understand these. Maria Corina Machado and Edmundo, these two players, I'm gonna refer them as players. They represent the serious opposition
in Venezuela. Yes.
Right. Few, like, they represent like the few like serious players. They won the last election against Maduro.
Yeah.
Right.
They won.
But like, why Maduro? It wasn't like the legal president. It's because he didn't acknowledge that he lost the election. Mm-hmm. That's what happened. So now, like, they cannot participate the way I see it, and what it has been reading right on the news.
Mm-hmm.
So it's pretty understandable that Trump
would like to keep them down a little.
He doesn't want to allow Maria Corina Machado and Edmundo to be in the game right now, because it's a massive disaster. What is that they need to like clean up and organize before they introduce these guys in the game.
Yes, the reality is because
so you have the army, they won't recognize Maria Corina Machado as a president, even like Edmundo, right? They're like, the U.S. government is dealing with the communist
and paramilitary,
right? And they're playing direct to those guys who are the which represent like the communists back home. So yeah, Maduro is not there anymore, right? But there are like four main people that those are like pretty much like the main faces that you can see now, and those are the one dealing with like U.S. government.
Now, do you think they're going to allow Trump to come in and run the country for a while? Do you think they'll take a step back and allow it, or do you think they're going to put up a fight?
You know, it's a divided opinion. In my opinion, I don't believe on these people. You know, I believe if they might make this process like more difficult, and even like the President Trump, he said, well, there is a second option that we can attack for a second time, and this is going to be worse. That's what he said. It's on the table. So it happened. It happened already. So it's what happened with Maduro is good, because that's a good message, you know, for everybody. So this is what is gonna happen to you if you don't listen what I want, you know. And but basically, like the U.S. government is giving them the opportunity to pretty much like take the country and pretty much like move everything forward according to what the U.S. Government is requesting them, right? So they want to open the oil market. They want, obviously, the United States. They want like the oil from Venezuela. They want to start doing different type of trade. So I was reading the last post from Trump. So he said, we're gonna pay the oil because this is the other thing. Like the communists, they were selling the oil lower compared to the price that they should be selling right now. Oh, because they were avoiding all the penalty that the United States pretty much like set up for the country.
Exactly.
Right. So now the United States, like Trump was saying, like, okay, we're gonna start receiving the oil from Venezuela. And these are one of the conditions. So Venezuela is entitled to be buying all the products from like made in United States. You know?
Okay.
I don't. It would be nice to post it here, but I don't have that thing. And just like summarizing what the Trump said today, and he said like with the money that you're gonna get, because you're like Venezuela is selling oil to United States. People in Venezuela who are in charge of the power right now, they're not gonna see a dime from that operation. So U.S. government is gonna be controlling the money, right? And they're gonna be supplying the country with what the country need right now.
Okay, so that was one of my a question that I was gonna ask you, is because a lot of people who aren't from Venezuela seem to have an issue with Trump going in there, and that's all you see everywhere on TikTok and everything is, oh, it's just about the oil. He went in there because of the oil. Do you think that with Trump going in there, even if it, let's just say, was a huge chunk about the oil, do you think him going in there for the oil is a benefit to both America and Venezuela?
Yeah.
So if he's going to control it.
Exactly. That's always key. Listen, this is not new. This is not something that Trump invented yesterday. This is not something came out with.
I think it is.
No, it's not. It's not. Venezuela has, Texaco, Mobile, Shell. What else? Another ones who was there before Chavez.
Like almost all the companies were from the States.
Yes, we got those companies inside Venezuela since 1960. So this is not new. And this is something people have to know. We got Chevron since 50 years ago.
Well, right now I was like checking some info like recently.
And the government,
and this company, if you see like the value of this company on the stock market, is going up like crazy right now.
Yes, of course. Because
really?
with all what is happening right now, like the intervention of United States, like removing Maduro, all the negotiation that is happening right now, I was checking the value on the market, so everything is going up. So the other thing is, I was checking information inside the country. Like Chevron is posting right now that they're starting looking for people, like professionals related to the oil company. So
Okay.
that's telling me that this is going like serious,
Exactly.
right? And they're gonna like reopen, and they're gonna start like there is a massive amount of work that they need to put into all the infrastructure that was like stopped, right, by these
Sounds like a
communist
lot
people.
of jobs available.
Exactly.
Yeah. So this is honestly like,
Did you know Alberta has at least 70% of the workers from Venezuela oil? So 70% of the workers from PDVSA are working in Alberta.
I did
70
not know that. Wow.
Yes, because this is not new, Ken. So in 2002, Chavez was taken away, right? And that 2002 was el golpe de Estado. ¿No fue en 2002?
in 2003 when Chavez was removed from the government
For a little time.
for a little time, and then
days.
he like they set it up like back.
Yeah.
That was the biggest mistake in the history, right? Like putting that guy back again.
Exactly.
It's like sending Maduro back again in Venezuela.
Exactly.
Exactly
When
the
that time happened, at that time, those people were working
like Chavez was doing like a purge. He was like cleaning every government institution, especially like the oil institution. He was firing. That was a massive fire. Like he was like firing people from the companies to receive people who were willing to say yes sir, yes sir.
Yes, sir. I am from I am from your group.
So all the amount of people who were fired from this company were like high qualified engineers, technicians, and you can name it. So all these people are spread around the world. They are here in Canada,
in Alberta,
working for the oil company. They are in the United States. They are in Saudi Arabia. They are in like every single place where they're dealing with like oils. You're gonna see a Venezuelan working there.
Yes, exactly. Because this is not new. That's
And
exactly the
I-
message I would like to give to everyone.
The way I can see these, I can see professional coming back to work in Venezuela to recover everything.
So why would he have stopped the oil? Like, you think that that's making the country money. Like, why would you stop something like that?
Okay, I got the explanation.
Who, like
No,
Chavez?
yes, I got the explanation. Look,
Okay.
many years ago, Mr. Chavez started to make those companies private. It's something called privatization.
Privatization.
Privatization. Exactly. What's happened is the government gained all those companies. Absorb. Exactly.
Well,
those companies
that's
were
a nice
private.
way to say it, because he was what he did
Taken
was,
away.
Yeah.
He was basically
He never
Stole it.
he never
Stole
paid anything back to the company.
owners, to the
Never.
owners, exactly. And
Okay.
when somebody was running the company, when a private company was running that specific company, the management was working good. The management was trying to get on
Were way
proper
more efficient.
maintenance, were more efficient. Efficiency level were high. But once the company it's in government hands, everything gets screwed. So everyone's become lazy because the money. I mean, the company didn't have to produce anything because the government was absorbing the payrolls. You know what I mean? When the government have the power to just pay and pay and pay and don't get anything in return. So basically, you create a bubble. That economic bubble will explode when you don't have more materials, when you run out of workers, when you just literally abandon the company. And that was exactly happened with PDVSA, which was the leader of the what's happened? Which the leader of the oil company in Venezuela. That means Petroleum of Venezuela, PDVSA. So what happened that day was the administration of those companies went into the bankruptcy. That's it. Every single company was taken away from the government, went into bankruptcy,
Yeah, I think like
and
the main
nobody.
idea, of like Chavez was, um, right before he take the power, Venezuela was dealing with the United States,
Yes.
selling like oil to United States. United States was the main partner of Venezuela, right? So when this guy took over, so basically he started like cutting all the
That's the
business,
main
you
buyer.
know, with this partner because like the political mentality. So he wasn't lined up with like United States political mentality. So he was more like communist, right? So
Yeah.
then when he was pushing out all the American companies, what he was doing is controlling the oil company
Hmm.
for his own benefits, right?
Hmm.
So now when he got the power of the oil company, he was able to sell the oil to the communist like countries,
Like China,
you
like
know,
Iran.
China, Iran,
Okay.
Russia, dealing with like different market, different countries, different people, right? And
Okay.
I think one of the main idea was like to pretty much like create damage to United States, you know, because that
Okay.
was the main
Makes
plan.
sense.
Well, on one of the information that I was reading, so when Fidel Castro from Cuba was pretty much like teaching this guy, so the main idea was like make United States like weaker and weaker, right?
Yes.
So you gotta start by cutting, like
Those tides. Yeah.
Cutting
like
them off. Yeah.
the
Okay.
yeah, the energy supply is one of the main reason why Chavez was like dealing the way that he all the disaster that create
Yeah,
in the
but the
country.
reality is everything went into downhill when the government absorbed those companies because
Yeah,
nobody was working for nothing. So people were not training anymore. So everyone's was like, okay, we have our salary, that's it. But the effective and
effectiveness. Yeah.
effectiveness went down to zero, and everything just slowly disappear, and that's the reason why we don't have more we are not exporting a
Yeah.
lot of oil right now
Okay.
because PDVSA doesn't exist anymore. So if you have a company and you don't invest in the company, if you don't train your workers, if you don't growing, the reality is you going to be dead in few years.
As far as I know, the
Okay.
numbers, like talking about numbers, how many barrel of oil Venezuela was producing at that time, it was over 2 millions, right? So
Wow.
right now they're not able to, they're not even like more than 700,000 right now.
It's a
So the
lot
amount of
less.
money that is not like uh, getting inside the country is like crazy. So now
Okay.
like these company, the American companies are more than, I mean, like they're ready to go. The amount of money that they need to invest
Hmm.
in the oil company in Venezuela to reactivate
Hmm.
everything is astronomical, but they're willing to do it, obviously.
Yeah. Well, I mean that's definitely a good thing. So one thing I wanted to ask you before I let you guys run away is you had made mention about we were kind of talking the other day how so in Venezuela they have their own a military, but then they have something called a paramilitary, which
Yeah.
are if I'm thinking of it correctly, it's a bunch of citizens essentially that were trained in the event
Mhm.
something happens. So they
Yeah.
would be activated and then go out and do Maduro's bidding, if
Disasters.
you say. Yeah.
Disasters.
Now, you had made mention so with that you were also saying earlier and I said I wanted to get back to that after was the people are scared to leave their homes and stuff like that. Now, is this the military or the paramilitary that are running around that everybody is scared of right now?
Paramilitary.
Yeah, I would say like the regular the military uh, the people are controlled by the paramilitary. You
Hmm.
know, like the number one who are controlling the street right now is paramilitary.
Mhm.
You know, that's like you said, that group has been there, has been growing. All the weapons and everything has been provided by the communists, right?
Yeah.
And they were there like just waiting for the sign, you know. So now is the time. So they activate this group, and that's the group like controlling everything right now.
Yes, exactly.
It's like a massive like gang band, you know, like pretty much controlling the country.
Well, I could see that. I could honestly see like if somebody gave a whole bunch of people in Winnipeg, trained them how to fight and shoot, and gave them weapons, and said, the moment that we need you, you're going to activate. I could. Are you mad? Are you crazy? I wouldn't want to leave my house, because those people are like actual civilians who aren't trained in the discipline and the taking of orders and stuff like that. It's literally would be like the purge. Like that's where my mind would go.
Exactly.
Is
Exactly.
they would just be
So-
out there doing what they want. Power complex. Like,
It's funny. It's funny because I kind of like, if I put it this way, imagine like here, I wouldn't say like during winter time, because that's not gonna happen in winter, but in summertime. So we're going out and we start like protesting against the government, right?
Mhm.
And there is a massive group of people like protesting, let's say in downtown, and then out of nowhere you're gonna see a bunch of like motorcycle,
Mhm.
like 2 guys per motorcycle
with the big guns.
with the big guns.
the Hells
coming
Angels
from
are
on-
rolling in.
Yeah,
Okay.
like coming on Main Street, coming from Portage, coming
Ex-
from different places to pretty much like control and neutralize.
The
Like
total
all the
situation,
protesters, yeah,
all the
like-
protesters, the situation. Yes.
That's what happened like many times back home.
Yes,
Many
exactly. Many
That's
times. For
scary.
example, yeah.
And honestly, like years ago, when like Venezuelans were able to protest out there, every time when they were going out on the street, it was massive, like massive amount of people like protesting.
Mhm.
So one of the information that I mean, like I personally I couldn't confirm, but there are like videos and photos that pretty much like confirm that information. Is they sent out no the paramilitaries, right? They were sending out the army, but the army, it wasn't like like all those guys were not like Venezuelans,
Okay.
were Cubans,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
Mixed up with
okay.
Venezuelans, but they were. I mean, I cannot say that it was 100% Venezuelans.
Yeah.
They were Cubans.
Carlos, we have a very good
Interesting.
question here. They say, I would like to ask if the fentanyl problem is a full blown in Latin countries as up here. So no, we don't have those problems, but we have.
No, because basically Venezuela,
No.
Colombia, Bolivia, those countries are more dedicated to produce and send out.
Yes, yes, they don't consume as. I mean, you
Okay.
don't see those problems in the street. You see other problems like we don't have food or the money. It's like
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, what is he saying? Yeah, no, like basically, I have that question. Like people from my workplace like asking me. So you guys have like like drugs issues and stuff like that? No, like they're dedicated to trafficking, producing, and sending out, and after that, like waiting for that money to come back.
Yes.
That's it.
The issues
Well, that
are
makes
others.
that makes sense, because literally in the drug dealer handbook, it's you never do your own supply. Like if you
Exactly.
start using your own supply, you're never going to be a good drug dealer, right? Because you're just going to be
Exactly.
indebted to yourself. Whereas if you don't touch it, that's where you make the bank.
Yeah,
So
if you're gonna
to
be
speak.
producing and then you're gonna be, oh, let me see, whoo,
No.
that's good. Like, no, you can't do it.
No,
Woo!
no.
Love it. Okay,
No,
so I love it.
That's kind of like just to have an idea, like, yeah.
Okay.
no.
But
So-
like in conclusion, what you guys see right now, it was the biggest dream of Pablo Escobar
yeah,
from the 80s in Colombia.
yeah.
He wanted to get, well, I think like there is one of the best series, I think it's in Netflix. His biggest dream was to become president, and the reason why is to do exactly what is
What?
happening in Venezuela.
Exactly.
if you are the main guy in the government, so he was planning to control everything,
Be a big
the
drug
army,
lord.
everything. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes.
So unfortunately, he didn't make it like that far.
Mhm.
But like now, like the Venezuelans like continue the movie, like, and they
Mhm.
complete it. And this is what happened.
Wow. Okay. Well, I definitely hope for the Venezuelans that the United States does go in there and helps to rebuild and get the infrastructure going again and control these paramilitary people so your friends and family can actually go live a life again.
Oh yeah.
Um, is there anything else that you guys wanted to say in regards to this or say to people who maybe don't understand before I let you go?
Well, I would say we gotta be patient, right? This is a
Mhm.
this is a long process. I would say you're gonna see news every day, every week for the rest of this year about Venezuela. And I would say like be patient and watch how is
Develop.
moving,
Mhm.
because we need to understand that is not only about a country. It's what's the name of that thing? It's like geopolitical movement. What is
Mhm.
happening right now?
Okay.
So, in my conclusion is I don't think United States. It's I would say is the strongest country in this continent, right? America, from north to south, complete. And they're not gonna allow China. They're not gonna allow Russia. They're not gonna allow any other country who are coming from far away to be controlling this area here.
Mhm.
That's good.
So that's why you see like the U.S. government being hard and being specific on getting the
Straight.
solution on these countries. Talking about Venezuela, because they need to control what they were controlling before, and they
Mhm.
were losing more and more space because like
Territories.
the China government was in, Russia was in, Iran was in, and that was becoming little by little becoming one of the strongest. Um, I would say like it was dangerous for United States. Just to
Wow.
sit down and watch how Venezuelan was like
Doing
was
relationship and
relationship
receiving
with
those
these
citizens in
countries.
our country
Yeah,
because
Wow.
Maduro was providing with Venezuelan passport to all those peoples, to Iron people, to in Venezuela right now we had the
ISIS, Hezbollah,
ISIS,
In
Hezbollah, all
Venezuela?
those
yeah,
in Venezuela.
yeah.
Yes,
Oh my God.
exactly. Yes, it's
And then
because
it's
they
not like people are like what they see is all about like oil. It's not about
it's
oil.
no
It's
our
about
oil.
the national security, because what is happening inside Venezuela that they don't talk about right now about
Exactly.
that thing is who like which groups are operating inside Venezuela right now. There
Exactly.
is terrorism operating inside Venezuela. So
Yeah.
they need to,
Russians. Oh
yeah,
my
they need
gosh.
to clean up the entire country of this.
Yes.
So you
Yes.
think that the people out there who think that Trump only went in there for the oil is BS? Do you think that him going in there to take down a drug lord, so to speak, that's poisoning Americans? Do you think that that's kind of a little bit of a how do you say like
No, exactly. It's exactly like you say. I mean, all
I'll,
those
I'll
people who were doing those type of tie with Venezuela government with the previous one, they were poisoning America for sure. They were taking away all our resources, and they were given with passport from Venezuela. It's hard to believe, but they were doing so many weird things in there. The Trans South American Highway is almost finished as a brick road, just shores.
I'm
Uh,
not I'm not sure about that
if it's
information.
China, I never think, I never see China helping something. No in Venezuela.
No,
No in
no, but
Venezuela.
but the thing is, like, I'm gonna leave this one here. So if you see like during the Obama time, during what was the last president?
Beat Biden,
Biden.
Biden.
So
the grandpa.
they did something. They killed guys in the Middle East, right? Assuming that it was kind of like
Forget about
dangerous
that.
for United States, blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Like Trump is the only guy so far who did all the operation. He brought the guy alive, and people are bitching in the United States because of that.
Right? People seem to forget all of the deaths and stuff like that happened underneath the other presidents. They seem to just and the funny thing is, if you would have had Sleepy Joe still as president right now and him doing this, they would be cheering him. It's just because it's Trump, everybody has an issue with it, which makes absolutely no sense. Like, he went in there, bombs ablazing. He could have taken him out. There could have been so much worse. They strategically planned when to go in where there would be the less casualties as possible. They went in, they got him out all within 2 hours. Like, they could have killed the guy, but they didn't.
Exactly.
Like, and people are not
that's the point.
grasping this.
And what I'm gonna tell you this is, like, keep watching the news, because what is coming is the most important part. Remember, like, all the information contained in Maduro's head, that's what the government of United States they want.
Yes.
He gonna release, I don't know how much information he gonna release, but it's gonna be interesting to know what he wants to say about, because there are like presidents, politicians from many countries involved with the communism. So this is the beginning of like this process, like the United States pretty much like dismantling the communism in America, like the whole continent. That's what is happening.
Okay, so do you think them like Venezuela is just the first step of them trying to stop the communism in like Europe and all that other stuff? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm gonna answer that question with this. Like there was someone asked like Trump, he was in the airplane recently. So what's gonna happen with Cuba?
You have to per me. I have to do something. Okay.
Okay,
I'll
go.
be back later.
Okay.
Like somebody was asking like Trump recently. So okay, now that you did this in Venezuela, what's gonna happen with Cuba? So his answer was like pretty simple. And he said, like, if I'm controlling Venezuela, there is no more money that is going to be sent to Cuba, right? Because Cuba was like surviving with all like huge amount of money and oil that Venezuela was providing to the communist government in Cuba. When you cut that supply, so they're going to start like feeling starving, And that's one of the, and he said they're ready to fall. That government is falling, so they don't need to use the army to go there and like get that government done there. So all they need is like cutting the supply of like money and oil.
Okay.
So
wow,
it's gonna be interesting to see that happening. Because like that's what I'm saying. This is like a new like Netflix series that is happening in all this continent. What is happening right now? There's many things are gonna happen like all these days, like these months. Next one, I would say for the first like 6 months, it's gonna be interesting.
okay.
There is a comment there.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
I've personally never seen it. I'll have to check it out.
Yeah,
sounds like it'd be good info.
And if because right now like I'm sharing the time, it's hard to work right now because you want to be reading the news, you want to be like paying attention on what's going on, what happened today in the States and what happened today in Venezuela. But I'm gonna try to let's see, like if I can send you like information, like summarized information every week, so kind of like just to give you an idea how everything is going. But it's definitely like what is top trending right now is what is happening, like the States with Venezuela and everything.
Okay.
Hopefully, like for us, because we got to talk about this too. So I'm gonna be like associating information with what is happening with Venezuela and how I see it happening in Canada. And then we can get together again, right? Could be, I don't know, like next week or whatever. We gotta like talk about that thing. But I would like to talk about like Canada, you know. So
I would love that.
start comparing in sections how similar is what happened for years in Venezuela, how is happening here in Canada.
I would absolutely love that. That would be fantastic.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
very much for the opportunity, Kim. And I hope for the people who are like watching right now, or they're gonna be watching these later, um, to stay connected. You know, like and leave your questions or whatever you need to know about Venezuela. Just leave it there and the situation, and hopefully we can spend some time like getting the answer and talking here in the next program.
That would be amazing. And thank you and Nangi so much for coming on. I appreciate your time so very much and all of your knowledge. And I wish your family and friends back home are safe and healthy and that things start looking up for them real fast.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, like we can see, we continue seeing like better news like this year for everybody because this is, I know this is gonna impact many countries, including like Canada, because we're pretty much like going the same way, and I think we still got time to kind of like go in a different direction. Hopefully, we might be able to see like new elections this year. We got to push for that thing. That's for sure.
Hopefully that would be nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I gotta go. So
Yes.
10 for whoever was watching here. Have a good night, everybody, and I'll see you next time.
Good night. And thank you so much again.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. And to everybody here who has been watching, thank you for clicking on that button and listening to the craziness going on in the world in Venezuela today. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section if you have any questions for Carlos or Nangi, and I will send it off to them and try and get you an answer. Otherwise, be good, be kind to one another. I will see you guys again Saturday, 1 p.m. Central. I'm out.